Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shetler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Steve Shetler Media once again proudly presents Pekin High School football live video streams each Friday night this fall with home and away games and the playoffs. Tune in Friday nights for Pekin High School football right here on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. Central Empire Wrestling presents Bridge City Slam 7, Saturday, September 6th at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa, Iowa. The Legends Fan Fest starts at 4 p.m. and the wrestling show at 7 p.m. Tickets start at $20 and you can get them at bridgeviewcenter.com. See such former WWE stars like The Godfather, Christy Hemme, Jacqueline Moore, and the Vaudevillains, plus current TNA stars Frankie Kazarian and Masha Slamovich, and many, many more. It's Bridge City Slam 7, Saturday, September 6th at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa, Iowa.
Attention Iowa business owners. Is your business missing sales because you're too busy to follow up? Every missed call or delayed message could be costing you money. At Easy Biz Tech, we help local businesses stay ahead by automating customer follow-up, so no lead gets left behind. Missed a call? Our system texts back instantly. Need personalized outreach? We send automated texts, emails, and even use AI-powered voice agents to connect with your customers 24/7. Stop losing money because of slow follow-up. Contact Easy Biz Tech today, where Iowa businesses win online.
And welcome in. It's time for the sports section here on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook and YouTube, and on Skunk River Radio Facebook. And we are doing the sports section live from Barnwired in downtown Sigourney on the south side of the square. Get in here to Barnwired for some breakfast and coffee to get you going on what is going to be a beautiful Saturday morning in southeast Iowa. A beautiful day to talk fall sports, and we're going to talk fall sports one last time, at least for this year, with A.J. Johnson from KTVO, who has been our summertime host. A.J., hopefully, we'll talk. We'll get a recap at the end of the show.
We'll get into it.
But let's jump right in here. We've got a full day of sports to talk about. We've got Sigourney cross country. I had my hairs crossed earlier this week. It's Sigourney Cross Country hanging out with us. We've got SK football coach Jared Jensen coming in here shortly, but we're going to start off with a bang. Pekin football getting the win last night. And AJ, I'll let you take it from here.
Yes, a big win. I'm excited to be here. We're starting the morning off right. You know, I feel like if I had to start it off talking about a loss, Clint might never forget me here. And so it's a good thing you're coming in off the big W. It's a football Saturday, not just any other Saturday. Guys, football every weekend until 2026. Like, you can't feel any better than that, am I right? Hey, well, appreciate you guys coming on. We always like to introduce our guests to the world. So if you would, we'll start with the star here. If you'll give me first, last name, school year, position.
I'm Riley Smith. I'm a senior this year, and I'm quarterback and outside linebacker.
And your year and position, sir?
Chaos coordinator, right? I don't know. No, it's Clint Weber and head coach at Pekin, but glad to have this guy with us today. I'm glad Steve asked us to bring a guest, and just to get another voice of last night's game is pretty cool to have a guy in here today.
Yeah, I'm glad. I bet you were glad to have him last night too. And my last check was, I think, third quarter, you guys were up 34-0. He had 3 passing touchdowns at the time. So, you guys were just kind of cruising. But I want to get into it because I think what I said on air was you guys decided to punch above your weight class last night. You got a single-A school playing at Class 2A in Davis County. And what I thought would be a battle, and you guys opened up a can last night. So take me through it. How were you guys able to be so dominant in a 40-7 win against Davis County?
Yeah, well, like Riley and a few others, we returned a ton of skill guys this year that had an insurmountable amount of experience. Honestly, we're young at a few spots in the back seven on defense, and then got a battle with on the line of scrimmage, O and D side of the ball. You know, we got a lot of young bodies out there, but I think the taste of winning that guys like this guy and a few other have created in the last year to 2 years there, we were able to kind of pick up where we left off. However, it is weird feel when you lose, 7 to 8 seniors who all were pretty much playing. So, you just don't know what you're going to get in that first game. I would say I felt like our defense was ahead of our offense last week when we scrimmaged Eddyville, and we had to go back to not the drawing board, but, almost just really focus on our pillars and what would improve our offense this past week. And we had a really physical week, Tuesday and Wednesday in practice. Just a lot of hitting and contact to where I felt like it primed these guys up, and we were kind of like a diesel motor last night. We were started off just a little sluggish on O, but once we got warmed up, things started clicking, and everybody played together.
Riley, been waiting in the wings, sitting behind a pretty talented QB, and now you get your shot, and you made sure everybody knew you were here. How are you feeling about your game specifically and how you played at the quarterback position?
I feel good, and I missed some opportunities early, but I feel like I made up for it a little bit, but we could have came out a little bit better, but I think we did great last night.
You think the slow start was some jitters, or just like that week one stuff, or just kind of like just trying to figure out what you guys needed to do to find your spots?
It's kind of both. There's always jitters when you come to early in the season, and some people at new positions or kind of a little bit of a new offense, so just trying to figure out what we can do. So.
What's it like on the sidelines and in the huddle when you guys do finally get clicking? I mean, you're walking into week one with a challenge. You're playing a 2A school, and sometimes for me, I look at them and they're just numbers. Like, sure, they got more players and everything, but talent wins out. You know what I mean? But like, you get up against a 2A school. It's supposed to be hard, and I'm not saying they were slouched, but I mean, you guys are up 3-4 touchdowns at one point. And what's the energy like on the sideline? What's it like in those huddles?
It was great seeing everybody just click like that, and I'll be honest, I could tell some of our guys were a little nervous at the beginning, and as soon as everybody made that first hit or got in there for a series or two, then we started to go, and that's all we needed. So
Clint, what went into the game plan of last night? I mean, going against the Davis County, I know even through last year, our conversations, we would talk about them being physical, and you always talk about Pekin being physical. How are you able to match their size, their strength, their speed?
Yeah, overall, they like you're saying, 2A school, they got more kids to pick from. Overall, as a whole, they were bigger than us. You know me, like we're weight room guys.
Yeah.
We're all weight room guys, and we try to put a huge premium on being as physical all week, whether it's weight room, hitting, conditioning, flipping tires, pushing prowler sleds, to where our goal is to make the game easier than practice. And I think they hate me during practice at the end a lot, but we talk about practice being a savings account, and if we pay more into it over the course of the year, when you go to a game, they're trying to take it all from you, and it means more the more you've invested. So game planning, other than X's and O's, the big thing was we talked about outlasting the guys for 4 quarters. We didn't know what we were going to get early on, and knowing that, watching them last week, we were on a little bit of awareness alert last night, knowing that we're going to get a big challenge. But we were confident that if we played hard for 4 quarters, we could outlast them. And I think the game quickly shifted after some premier plays out of some of our guys that kind of lit some wildfires, and he was one of them. So, just being physical for 4 quarters was the big game plan.
Kind of a snowball effect, huh? You guys start off slow, and then Henry Adam goes at the QB and absolutely just showed me the play. I won't act like I've been on it forever, but just snatched it right out of his hands basically and takes it to the house, and you guys just kind of take off from that point. Was there a moment where it was kind of like it's now or never? If we don't take off here, we're going to be in for a battle all night, or did you guys feel like once you got in that end zone, it was just this is who we are?
Well, there's always kind of sometimes, yeah. I mean, if you're sluggish back and forth, O and D back and forth, it might turn into a longer game than you hope. But yeah, Henry on defense was the spark. He was tracking a play off the edge and mirrored the quarterback and jumped up in the air about four yards from the quarterback, snatched it out of the air, and then sidestepped the kid and juked it, took it back for a touchdown. But like that was wild. And then after that, everybody just started going crazy.
Yeah. You ever just miss it? Like, I see that play, and it just makes me want to be, like, back in pads, man. I remember the days, man. Now, like, if I went at the quarterback where Henry did, even if I jumped 4 yards out, I probably would only get 4 inches off the ground. So, I'm not that specimen I once was. So, Riley, what would you say last night was, you look at the scoreboard, and I would say the scoreboard doesn't completely tell the story. What were some of the challenges that they did present to you guys before you were able to kind of get into your own groove?
I feel like they kind of plugged up a little bit of our run game a little bit, and which kind of throw us off a little bit. And I'd say those first 2 series, we weren't fully there. And then after Henry got the momentum going, and that lit a fire on us, and we got going. So
I watched y'all last year a decent amount from afar, from close. I was at your first game. That was just interesting. But we're on to this season. But watching you guys last year and what Will was able to do at QB, I talked about he accounted for 30 touchdowns, and how would you say you differ from his style of play to your style of play? What would people see this year from you that they probably didn't know was coming after watching Will last year?
I don't want to share too much, but
they're gonna know about you one way or another.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Will could get out of the pocket, and he can make moves. Like, he's a jukey guy, and he can get out of the pocket and run. But if I was to get out of the pocket, I'm gonna keep my eyes up and keep looking for receivers and then if there is open grass, I'll take the open grass right there. So
you're kind of a pocket presence guy. Like to manipulate the pocket to your favor.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I gotta get used to the pocket a little bit more, but yeah.
So Clint, how do you coach that differently? I mean, that's a different style of QB altogether. I mean, how does that work within your game plan, and how do you coach that differently?
Well, I hope Will checks into this later because I love Will a lot. There were a lot of times Will watching the film would be like, I should have done this, but Will was sometimes just went and Madden on everybody and ran 150 yards to get a 12-yard gain, and I'd look at our coaches and just, I can't get on him because we got the first down, but Will was being Will. He's right. He's probably scared to not make the right play for stepping up in the pocket, this or that a little too much. But Riley's still a playmaker on his feet. He's quick getting out of the pocket, and we do have a lot of pocket passing schemes that we roll with. And when we did sprint out pass last night, he did a good job, checked it down to the hitch route. So Riley does have. Riley's got the QB moxie of just knowing where the easy throws are and taking them, and taking what the defense gives him. So I'm excited for what he's got lying ahead. As like you said, he's been in the shadows of Will. He brings a little bit different present, but probably more similarities than differences.
Feel like that 150-yard reference came from watching the pigskin preview I put together for you guys the other day. If you haven't seen it yet, you can go to ktvo.com and watch. It's a pretty good story. I'm excited because, when you come into this year, and I don't know who this was I was talking to, but last year in all the schools, I covered about 17 schools. We lost seniors everywhere. So coming into this year, didn't really know what you'd have in a lot of places. So, last night I'm looking around and trying to see what teams I'm going to be familiar with, and to see your score at first was slightly surprising, but then I kind of settled back into it's Pekin. Like, that's football is what they do. If it's not track, it's football is what they're doing. And so to see that you guys are where you were, at least to start the season and against a test like that, is comforting, I guess. And I'd imagine you feel the same way. But it's just week one. So now you guys, we got to look ahead and we got to think about what's coming down the pipeline. And you guys have New London next week. They went through a battle themselves. Riley, I know it's early, but what are some things you'd like to see from last night that you did well that you guys want to take into next week?
I think we just got to keep running the ball, and after we run the ball a little bit, we come out and fake it and play action and hit them. But can't get too confident. There's only week 1, and so we just got to keep rolling.
This I don't know if you've done your scouting report on him yet. You're probably still fresh off Davis County, everything. But what are you looking for your guys to take into next week? And for you, honestly, you want to take these type of things into every week.
Yeah, I will say it's not a secret. We like to sweep the ball.
Yeah.
And anyone that plays us is going to see that. So, we improved on our inside run a lot last night, and I think he's right. We are a run first team. We've got to establish the run, and the more you do that, play action game and the passing game just opens up because the defense is condensed down. So I think continuing to be physical. Our linemen got to be on the sled every week, and that's just doing hard things. We talk all the time about doing hard things in our program and trying to make them normal and comfortable so that when you get in the game, things are easier. And defense, I'm not home on defense yet. I thought we got lined up well last night, better than last week. But at the same time, we got to be a little more disciplined on exactly what our job is as individuals so that it plugs into the whole team mission. Sometimes unintentionally we get selfish trying to make the play, and when you do that, someone's out of position. So, just perfecting the little things. We'll get to practice. Tuesday will be very fundamentally sound, just our basic stuff. You can't get bored with that stuff or, the big picture doesn't work.
I got 2 more for you guys. I'll go one apiece, and we'll start with you, Riley. What's the goal at the end of the season? Where are you guys looking to be? And after last night, how do you feel you guys are trekking towards that goal?
We want to go to the Dome. We want to go there, and we want to make great things happen here, and we want to just keep building off previous years. Like, we keep getting better every year, and we have a really good shot this year, and I think we're looking pretty good.
Coach, he says the goal's the Dome. How do you guys get that done? Yeah. How do you guys how do you make your young man's goals come true, man?
Yeah. Well, he's serious when he says that.
Yeah.
And last year's team said the same thing. And I think they're starting to realize the feel, whether it's Pekin or Sigourney Keota, got that feel too. If kids start to look at, the pinnacle as the expectation instead of just, we want to have a good year. They actually have specifics of where they want to get. One day at a time, I tell our kids every Friday night when they leave after a game, win or lose, don't think about football. Get away from football. Be a kid. Reset the freshness switch on your mentality. And it really does. Like, if that's the goal, then it's one day at a time. And then Sunday, you need to get your head in the film. And 1 week at a time is the big goal. I'm not going to look as far as his goal, even though, sure, that's our goal.
Right.
We're looking at our first district game. And, obviously if the first one goes well for us, then we're looking at one more step at a time. One thing that does stick out to me, and I don't look ahead, but we haven't won a district title at Pekin since we've been there. So that's kind of something that's driven me a little more each year. And, we've got to stay grounded and humble. Our senior leaders know, our captains know that we just can't get ahead of ourselves and worry about all the big picture things later versus staying focused in the short term.
I said 2 more, but you know me. You'll say a certain thing, and it gets my brain going. And you talk about the district title that you guys haven't won, and last year was as good a shot as any. But there was that Lisbon team just staring in your face. They're not in your district this year. So who's that team that you guys feel like is going to be that litmus test? Yeah.
Well,
Riley's done. It's
it really, you consider a lot of angles. It could be anyone, and the reason I say that there's situations like staying healthy, kids staying eligible, right? You got that distraction across every team a little bit, and any given Sunday or Friday night, right? Anybody can sneak up and beat you. But I will say, the last few years in our district, Columbus has always been very physical and given us a really test. Danville's always got athletes, and that's not like we're just talking, Riley and I. New London's 4x1 team. They won the state title last year. That means they got a lot of speed, so that fits my narrative a little more as we're worried about the game that's in front of us, which is New London.
All right. Good coach answer. I thought if I got him in a different atmosphere, he'd leave the coach speak away, but, coach is going to coach. So, fellas, I appreciate you. You guys are off to a great start, 1-0, beating a tough Davis County Class 2A team. Y'all punched up against your weight and got the knockout. So I'll be watching all season like normal, and I'm sure we'll have many conversations throughout the year. So congratulations on the win, and thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in, guys. Hold steady just 1 second. That's a Clint Weber and Riley Smith from Pekin Football. Let's take a look on our screen right now. We've got our Daisy Dew Landscaping Pekin Football Player of the Game from last night, and that is Henry Adam. Henry had a huge game, as was talked about this morning already. So Henry Adam, our Daisy Dew Landscaping Player of the Game from last night's game. All right, let's hear from some of our sponsors. We've got Sigourney Cross Country coming in next.
At Pekin Community Schools, opportunity isn't limited. It's everywhere. From FFA to music, business to athletics, our students explore it all. Small class sizes mean big advantages. Personal attention, strong relationships, and academic success that goes above and beyond. You're more than a student. You're a story, a voice, a vital part of our school family. From the classroom to the kitchen, every adult helps shape futures. At Pekin, pride runs deep, where everybody is somebody.
Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. Stop by James Family Greenhouse and Produce in Sigourney. They have a variety of hanging baskets, annuals, shrubs, perennials, trees, mulch, and vegetable plants. Plus, you can spruce up your landscape with yard decor or decorate the inside of your home with home decor. James Family Greenhouse is also a great place to stop in for some gift ideas. You got to stop in and see it all for yourself. James Family Greenhouse at 701 East Jackson in Sigourney. And be sure to follow their page on Facebook.
Looking for more than just a job? Find a career where you make a difference right in your community.
What I appreciate about First Resources is our dedication to innovation, always looking for ways to expand programming and offer greater opportunities for our staff and everyone involved.
First Resources staff are amazing. They're committed and they are motivated and they are fierce advocates to help clients meet their goals.
If you're ready to join a team committed to making a difference, apply online and join us at First Resources.
Build it together. Build it with Valley Lumber.
Are you building a new house or maybe wanting to do a remodel? Come check out our showroom at Valley Lumber and Hardware's Eddyville location. Cook kitchen cabinets, masonite interior doors, and more. Not sure what you want? Let us help with the design and layout of your new kitchen or remodel. At Valley Lumber and Hardware, we can help with any room in the house, from lumber for building to shower enclosures, paint, and more. Choose Valley Lumber and Hardware with locations in Eddyville and Albia.
Hey, we thank all of our sponsors on the sports section here on Steve Shetler Media and Skunk River Radio. We are coming to you live from Barnwired in downtown Sigourney on the south side of the square. Get into Barnwired for some breakfast and some coffee to get you going on a Saturday morning. We had Pekin football in. Now we transition to Sigourney Cross Country. Actually, before we do that, AJ, I'm not even doing what I told you I was going to do. Let's do our football scoreboard from last night. It's sponsored by AE Realty out of Montezuma. Give them a call for your realty needs. And area high school football results from last night. And for today, let's see here. We've got Pekin beating Davis County last night, 40-7. It was Sigourney Keota going against PCM. Tough beat PCM team, 47-18 in favor of PCM. It was Montezuma sneaking by Springville, 28-27. North Mahaska got the win against EBF, 35-8. Oskaloosa got shut out by Ottumwa. That was a low-scoring defensive affair. Ottumwa 7-0 over Oskaloosa. On the second page of our scores, we've got HLVTC getting a huge win over Meskwaki Settlement, 62-6. It was EV on Thursday night. English Valley's beating North Tama 56-26. Sheraton got the win over Albia 41-20. And then another tight battle, New London just got by Cardinal last night, 36-32 in high school football. That's your AE Realty area high school football results for last night. All right, now let's go to AJ. AJ, you're hanging out with Sigourney Cross Country. Take it away.
All right. So for you guys, I won't just jump in and start talking about football. He just did a great job of that anyway, so we can move on and we can talk about one of the better fall sports, in my opinion. Not a lot of people know this, but in my heyday, see, we were talking earlier about me playing football, but now cross country was actually my thing. I was a pretty decent runner. Before we do that, I'm going to tell you a story, but before we do that, let's go ahead and let the world know who we're talking to. So if you'll give them your name and your year for me, please.
Okay, I am Britton Clarahan, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Troy Klett, and I'm a senior.
I'm Claire Jones, and I'm in 7th grade.
Bad. You running with the high schoolers? Oh, I'm about to say, I was like, hey, you stepping it up. Hey, but that happens. I mean, because when in like cross country and track, I mean, if you're fast, you're fast. It just is what it is. I always enjoyed this story because it was one of my favorite beginnings to high school sports. I was a freshman, and there was a girl, and we're sitting in math class, not listening to the teacher, and she was telling me how she runs cross country, and I was like, psh, I come out there and beat everybody just trying to show off. She's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. She's like, it's like 3.1 miles. So I was like, and had no clue what I was saying. I was just talking out of my butt. And so I'm not even on the team. Saturday morning, I show up to the bus. Coach lets me on, lets me go to the meet, finds me some track shorts, and puts me on JV to run my first ever cross-country meet, 3 miles out of the gate. For the first time ever. I ran a 20:31 and beat varsity by a minute. And from then on, I ran cross country for the next 2 seasons, and it was fantastic. So I do have a love for competition running. I do not like the practice running. That was not my thing. But I've gotten to watch you, Troy. I saw you at state last year, if I'm not mistaken, and I learned a little bit about it. But I have not been up to date with Sigourney and cross country season yet. So let me know, how are you guys doing right now, and how do you feel the season's coming along?
I think we're coming along pretty good. We've had a lot of good practices. Everybody's showing improvement, and I think we can take several people to state.
This is, cross country is one of the sports. It's like the team aspect comes from everybody, being their best self every Saturday morning, or I don't know if y'all still run only on Saturdays. That's what we did. But how do you handle that mental struggle or that mental battle with yourself each race?
For me, the biggest thing is just the competition. I get so excited with the competition, I don't get too nervous about everything else. I mean, as long as I can keep my mind right, keep the heart rate down before I race, that's really the best thing. Get out there, do a cool down, warm up, get the body ready, and you're set.
What's your PR right now?
Depending on the course, last year at state, I ran like a 17:43, so hopefully we can cut that down by at least a minute.
What year you say you were?
Senior.
Okay. What's your end of season PR goal?
I like to be low to mid 16s.
Okay. Nice. Bryn, hello. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to hear that. That's funny. Troy's like, I'm not giving up my mic. How's your season going too? How's it starting off for you so far?
I mean, I agree with everything Troy said. We've put in a lot of miles over the summer, beginning of the season. We haven't had a meet yet, so that'll be next Thursday, I believe, is our first meet.
Okay.
We're all excited, and we're going to trust the work that we put in.
Are you guys in line for the Lighted Links race in Ottumwa?
No.
Oh, man.
I know. I've seen that. I think it'd be so fun, but we've never done that.
They did it. Last year was the first one, and I got to tell you, it was really cool. Not many night races, and even when I did it, we didn't get to do that a lot. But going out on I'll say this, as cool as it is, one of my most hated courses I ever ran was a golf course. The hills are just so unpredictable, and like it but also at the same time, that was also one of my biggest PRs, so who knows. Where are you at right now? What's your PR from season to season before what's your last best time?
I honestly don't even remember. I feel like I was kind of all over the place depending on the courses. Probably I'd say 21s is probably my best.
Okay. It was Kara. Correct? Kara? Claire. I didn't tell them. I'm not great with names, by the way, guys. Like, the fact that I went 2 for 2 to start is actually impressive. So, in your heads, if you guys want to give me a round of applause, that's perfectly fine. Claire, I apologize. Is this your first year running cross country?
Yes, it is.
Nice. What brought you to the sport? Why did you want to do something so silly?
Truthfully, it was initially wanting something to do during the fall, but then I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah. The silly thing was a joke, because if you'll get to see this at the end of every race, that moment where you're just sitting around the trash can trying not to. Yeah, you think back on the last 25 minutes and you just did nothing but running, and you just think to yourself, like, this is what I chose to do. You'll get there, and it's a good thing. It's a good feeling. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to scare you. I like the choice you made. Cross country is a very good conditioning sport. So, how has your process been? What have you picked up from the rest of the team, and what are you learning from them on how to be a stronger runner?
Honestly, one of the main things is probably enduring keeping running rather than just quitting when it gets hard.
That's a good one. Because here's the thing, like, it's 3 miles, like, you start the race and you're like, all right, let's get running. And then by the time you realize how much more running you have to do, you've only gone like half a mile, if that. And it's a long battle with yourself and with the course and with the other runners. And I always felt that you had to have something in your mind that just kind of kept you going through the race. Troy, would you agree? Like, is that something that you do is kind of throughout the race? Like, what do you keep your mind focused on to keep moving?
Yeah, so going into the race, you pretty much have to accept that it's going to suck. Halfway in, your legs are going to be on fire, but that's just the name of the game. As long as you can be comfortable being uncomfortable, that's what's going to set you apart.
Do you have like a song or anything that you kind of keep running through your head when you?
Maybe the Rocky soundtrack.
Nice. You might not know this one. My song that kept me going was it was Eminem, "I'm a Soldier." So because it's literally just him saying "I'm a soldier" over and over again for the chorus, and so when you're like, oh my gosh, I still have 2 miles left, that'll get you going. What keeps you going, Bryn, throughout the race?
I'm not really sure, honestly. Watching the people in front of me is a big thing. Trying to go chase them, I guess. I don't know, just one step at a time.
Do you have like a mile strategy? So I always found it was best to not think about the end. It was to find like a sight line or something, like, all right, just get there and we'll worry about what's after next.
Yeah. I'd say the first 2 miles are you got to get out, but you don't want to go too fast. And then third mile, you basically give it all you got. I mean, your legs are dead, your heart's pounding, you are tired, so tired. But, it's just who wants it more at that point.
Do you use cross country to, prepare you for the rest of the sports season? Is that like your conditioning time?
Yeah, honestly. I like the mentality that cross country gives me. It's hard. Not a lot of people do it, and that's what I love about it so much. You're going to go through hard things, but it's awesome.
I didn't pay a lot of attention last year. Did you also run distance and track?
No, I did not.
All right. So I did pay attention. I was like, I don't remember you being – and I feel like you would be one of those competitors that would have made it to state had you been – are you going to do it this year?
I want to, yeah, but just
I might
whatever
hold-
my coach wants to do, I guess.
I might hold you to that. If I see you in the spring and you're not at track, I'll get Jared on you and make sure we're making this happen. So she's locked in, Shetler heads. If you see Bring Clarahan, let her know she's got to run track this spring. There you go. You're accountable. You excited for you guys' upcoming meet?
Yeah, I am. Feels like, we had a whole week off. Some schools have been doing some meets already. So I'm kind of tired of practices, ready to get a meet, get some competitiveness going, and yeah.
Let's go through goals for the first meet. What are you hoping to, cross that finish line at?
I'd say 21s probably. Depending on the first meet, it's always a little rough, I'm not going to lie, but after that, I just go down.
Troy?
It's kind of tough depending on the course. Assuming it's a full, 5K, I'd hope for hopefully sub 17 around there.
Starting strong. Man, if I opened the season sub 17, I'd be feeling real good about what's about to happen for the next 2 months. What about you? What's your meet one goal?
Honestly, I'm not sure yet.
Yeah. Respectfully, I would say just finishing it. If this is your first meet, and I don't think you don't strike me as somebody who wouldn't finish the race, but I'll tell you that feeling the first time in a meet and crossing the finish line and just knowing you did it, it's a very good feeling. You can worry about times later. And then being in 7th grade, you got hopefully tons of cross country years ahead of you to really surprise lots of people, including yourself. So, every step of that race, just next person ahead of me. That's the focus. Air 5. Yeah, nice. I'm excited, guys. I do my best. You guys know me. I cover so much, and I do my best to kind of get out and get everything. So, if you guys would like to have a cross country meet closer to home and not send me an hour and a half, 2 hours away, I'd love to come get out there and watch you guys cross the finish line. So, before we go, we'll have some fun. We'll do a quick this or that. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you, would you rather or would you rather? So we'll start down here. Would you rather run a 10K or run 100 yards 10 times? 100-yard sprints 10 times.
Honestly, probably a 10K because I need the different scenery. It can get kind of old when it's
it almost feels like a punishment, right? Just running back and forth for 100 yards over and over again. That is a punishment. They use it in football. Troy, would you rather run hills or run gravel?
I'd say probably hills because you get more out of it.
All right. Ooh.
Gravel's hard to keep a fast pace. So
Impressive. I'm going to take that gravel, buddy. All right. Would you rather hit 5 3-pointers back-to-back or finish a 5K under 20?
I'm going 5 3-pointers for sure. Definitely. But, second one would feel pretty good, too.
I would have taken the 5K because I feel like you hit 3-pointers with ease. Like you do that on a normal basis, right? Bet. All right. Well, I am questioned out. I don't know if Steve has anything for you. Oh, wait. Just kidding. I do have one more. I heard that your coach was doing something pretty cool today. Why aren't you guys there supporting him? Now, tell me a little bit about the Ultra Fest?
Ultra Marathon is what it is, right?
Yeah, so he's attempting a 100-miler today. So, leave it to Cody for leading by example. It's pretty easy to listen to your coach when he goes out and runs 100 miles on the weekend.
Yeah.
So
why?
I don't know. That's just his mentality, I guess.
That's like – go ahead.
He's different. And he loves to do it is the thing. He's already talking about a 200-miler, next year. You are insane.
I don't even want to drive 100 miles, and he's trying to run 100. How long do you guys think that will take him?
Depending on how he's going right now, I'd say around 19, 20 hours, won't you say?
Yeah.
But
it's nuts.
And he's doing this right now as we speak.
Yeah.
It's the Boonville Backroads Ultra in Madison County, Iowa. So, yeah. And I just live down the road from Cody.
Yeah.
I don't know where the guy finds the time. He's coaching. He's running a vet clinic over in Keota. He's got a massive yard that he mows all the time in his spare time.
I bet he does it while running. 19 hours on a Saturday. Does he know football's on today? Like, what do we do? Hey, shout out, Cody. That's awesome. I don't even know if, like, when I enjoyed running that I would say I would have tried a 100-mile run. So, yeah, the mental fortitude alone it takes to first decide to do that and then show up. So,
yeah, I'm looking into it. Like right now, his live numbers, according to his Garmin, he's running at about a 7-minute pace. Wow. He's right now coming up on the 27-kilometer mark. This is how it gauges it. So whatever that is.
I'm about to say, if you had said miles, like he's already ran a marathon.
Yeah.
All right.
He's on like mile. Is he like 15 or something?
I think that like 18. I don't know them kilometers. I don't know why they would. Yeah, right. Let's keep everything in miles, people. We're on the right side.
We're in America. Come on.
I almost. Hey, shout out! You guys should join him next year. 100 miles. It's nothing, right? I bet you could do it in half the time Cody does it. Anything you guys would like to add before we get out of here?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Excited.
All right.
Ready to get started.
Cool. All right. Well, Sigourney Cross Country, congrats to the start of a great season because I can see the future. So I already know y'all are about to have a heck of a year. So congrats already. Congrats.
Thank you.
All right. Hang tight. And
yeah, you guys hang tight here. And then we've got a commercial break coming up. We'll be chatting with Sigourney Keota football coach Jared Jensen up next here on the sports section. The mission of Essence of Life Hospice is to provide comprehensive, coordinated care to individuals with life-limiting illnesses and to their families, and to support them in the process of death and bereavement. Our goal is to provide palliative care that addresses the physical, psychological, and spiritual dimensions of service for the terminally ill as an integrated whole. We pride ourselves on providing the highest quality care and are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, visit essencehospice.com.
We are always looking for ways to improve, and we do that by embracing new and better technologies.
With each of us having our own areas of expertise, we collaborate together to give you the best care possible. Striving to give you the best smile, we believe doing things right the first time saves you both time and money.
Keota Community School District, we are proud to lead with innovation, excellence, and the heart. With our student-teacher ratio low, our classrooms are built for connection, giving every student the attention they deserve. We continue with our 4-day school week for the 25-26 school year, creating more time for personalized learning, enrichment, and support. And the results speak for themselves. In the 2024 ISAF scores, our students ranked number 1 in math and number 2 in English in our conference. That's academic achievement. That's community pride. That's Keota Schools.
Complete Care of Iowa is a medical clinic located in Sigourney, Iowa that provides care to patients of all ages. Located at 113 East Marion Street in Sigourney. Call 641-541-4040. Complete Care of Iowa is open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday by appointment only. They're currently accepting new patients. Find more information at CompleteCareOfIowa.com. Complete Care of Iowa. Healthcare for where you are. Alrighty, we are back for the last segment here on the sports section. We're live from Barnwired at 119 East Marion Street in downtown Sigourney. All right, we welcome in Coach Jared Jensen from Sigourney Keota football, and AJ Johnson's our host, but we're also kind of transitioning today, AJ. We've got Andy McGuire, your successor.
Got to hand the reins over, huh?
Andy's coming back for another football season with us here on Steve Shetler Media. So Andy and AJ, you got Coach Jensen with you. Take it away.
All right. We are back to football. And, I love what I do because I've now had some football, some cross-country, back to football. I'm leaving here to go to a volleyball tournament, and then I'm going to go watch Lee Corso. And, well, I'll probably miss Lee Corso in all honesty, which is actually really – I just got really sad about that.
Yep.
I might not go to volleyball. But then we got more college football today, week 1. I'm excited about it. But for now, we're focused on high school football. And, Coach, I feel like we're reading a chapter all over again. First week, PCM, and, kudos to you, always having that tough game to kick the season off and give you guys a litmus test. And, last night, in a way, better than last year. 47-18 this year. Last year, 54-14. But still not on the side you guys wanted to be. I won't ask the real question. I'll let you start. I mean, how do you feel it went down? What happened? And take us through a little bit of how you feeling.
Well, we knew they lost a bunch last year. We knew how good they were. They had some really talented guys returning. Obviously, maybe some JV guys coming in, stepping in, and filling some roles. But I felt good going into it. I still feel good. We know, last year, same scenario, and then we roll off 7 straight wins, and our focus is still the same. I mean, you go out and play somebody that you can beat. You can do whatever you want against them. You're not going to learn a lot about yourself, and I think we saw some really good things last night. We saw some really bad things last night, and we saw everything in between. So, tough loss. No one wants to lose, but ultimately we do this because we know that these games don't affect our ability in the playoffs. It doesn't affect that at all. It doesn't affect our district, anything. So you may as well go play teams that are going to give you fits, and we got to see, all right, hey, here's some things we've got to really focus on, and it is what it is. I think our kids understand that we're not where we need to be, and that's maybe a good reality check for everybody to start the season. You hate to lose, but our guys went out and competed last night, and that's what we wanted. I think the first quarter, it could have turned out a lot worse than it did. We settled in, started making some plays, put a drive together, and went down and scored, and went into halftime 14-6. And we felt like as bad as, I should say bad. We didn't play up to our potential that first quarter, but we settled in, started getting stops, started moving the ball, started seeing the things we wanted to see, and took us into halftime, and we felt like we were in a great position. And then kind of the floodgates opened the second half. But I mean, overall, you can come back to the big plays we gave up. A missed tackle here, a missed tackle there, a missed assignment here, and there it went for 60. So a lot of things we need to clean up, but at least we're able to see those things before this thing really matters.
Coach, I'm going to jump in just for a second. At the scrimmage last weekend with Davis County and Fairfield, you talked after the scrimmage to the players and the coaches about to the parents about how clean that was, and it's probably one of the cleaner scrimmages that you've had that I can remember. Going into this game, were you a little bit concerned that was really clean, and you can't stay that clean for that long? It just seemed like there were some miscues last night that were really a pretty big difference in that game.
Yeah, I thought we did really well in that scrimmage, but neither of those teams were even near the level of a PCM team. And as big as they were up front, I feel like we were blocking. Most of the time we were blocking where we needed to block, but same thing as last year. We can get on you and block you, but are we able to sustain it? And they were, just a little bit too big for us, a little bit too physical for us to be able to do that now. Now, that's something that we're going to have to continue to work on. But, I don't think the scrimmage, it's a different atmosphere. You can feel good about that. You can feel bad about it, whatever. But that game one, the scrimmage is out of anybody's mind. Game one hits, and it's a whole new ball game. So, we don't get too high, we don't get too low. We told the guys after the scrimmage, it seemed really good, but nothing's as good as it seems, and nothing's ever as bad as it seems. So I think that goes to say for last night. It's not as bad as it seems. We know what we're doing. We know where we're going. We just got to find ways to, against big physical teams, to sustain what we do, and we'll get that figured out.
You guys incorporated new pieces a lot this year. Obviously you had some of the same players in some spots that are used to, but you guys moved some pieces around. And do you feel like those guys are still a ways away from where they need to be stepping into these roles and getting familiarized with what they do in those positions?
Not really. I think the majority of them know what they're doing at this point. We haven't made any big changes recently. So we've been doing this stuff since June 2nd. So, we got great commitment out of our guys from June 2nd on. We had bodies in 3 days a week, lift, speed, and agility, get out on the field, install, work on things. And, we kind of understood those changes then, kind of where we felt like guys needed to be. And so that we've had that time. They've been able to learn a new spot if they'd moved. And if they hadn't, they were able to just to hone in on and continue to get better at their job. So.
You mentioned to me, after the scrimmage, and I take your word at this, and I believe you when you say it, that your kids are really good at looking forward, forgetting what happened last year. But do you feel a little bit of stepping back on the field with PCM? It's just that team just has something in the back of your guys' mind.
No, we've played other phenomenal football teams too, and. They've got us the last 3 years. Now, 3 years ago, that probably was our game to win. Last year obviously wasn't close. And this year, I feel like the score doesn't really indicate what the game looked like. Again, a missed tackle here, a missed tackle there, and there's, 21 points that if they earned it, maybe they still get it. But we gave up those big plays, and that's just something that you got to learn from and understand that those type of things do get you beat, especially in close games. And obviously it wasn't a close game, but our kids had showed resilience. They battled, they fought. We had a lot of new pieces in, and we have a lot. Offensively, defensively, I bet there's 5 guys that started varsity last year in some form or fashion. The rest of the bodies all new to that speed. They got a ton of games last year with our fresh soft games early, our JV games on Mondays. So the game experience they have, just not varsity game experience. So this was a tough task for some of those guys that this was their first opportunity to get out there and show what they can do. And we're not we got 18 upperclassmen. We're usually around 24, 26, 28. So we're asking 5, 6 sophomores to step up to the challenge and go get it done. And so there was definitely a little learning curve last night, but I feel like the effort was there all night. Good attitude. When bad stuff happens, we talk about it. You can't let that affect you. Bad things are going to happen in your life all the time. Okay, you don't focus on what's behind you. You keep moving forward and go make up for it. And I feel like that's our guys' attitudes.
Coach, talking about this PCM matchup over the last 3 years, I think it's easy for those that aren't close to the team to look at it and compare it to maybe like a Pella Christian sort of a rivalry, if you would. Mm-hmm. I agree with you. I don't know that it's to that level.
Right.
And I was chatting with a couple of guys last night about this, that if you look at that first year, that was SK's game to win. Mm-hmm. And we kind of gave it away that year. Last year, I felt like we played a pretty clean first game against them, and the score was what it was. They were just phenomenally talented last year. This year, the score was similar to last year, but I felt like we left a lot out on that field. And I know it's not fair to compare year to year because the teams are totally different, the situation's totally different, but what is your takeaway? Do you ever do that where you're comparing one year to the next and saying, gosh, we're in this spot versus where we were the previous year? Do you have a feel for that, or is it just
that maybe crosses your mind, but you're dealing with new bodies, okay, every single year, new situations, other teams' new bodies. So to really compare and contrast. Now, if you had the same guys playing them this year and the following year, yeah, you could probably use it as a gauge. But I think there's too many moving pieces that are leaving, too many guys, different spots, whatnot, to really compare and contrast from year to year.
Well, last night is what it was. I feel like, you had to sleep through it and then wake up and talk with it. So, we can leave it in the past. PCM is what it is.
Yep.
But you're this crazy madman who wants to keep going at it. And, you guys are right back in another big position next week. You guys got Wilton, a team that went to state last year, and 10-2 record. And, I think they're coming back prepared to battle again. So what are you, thinking about last night and going into next week? What are the things you guys did well? Or before we get there, what do you guys want to be prepared for next week?
Well, they had a phenomenal season last year. Had a heavy senior class, so it's going to be a lot of new bodies. So again, can't really look at, hey, they were doing this. Hey, this guy was here last year. Most of those guys are gone. Coach Hetzler, I've known him for essentially ever since I came to SK, and he's a phenomenal coach. He's got a great staff, got great kids. They're going to be a prepared football team. They're going to be a physical football team. They're going to spread you out, but they're going to want to run it down your throat, kind of similar to PCM. It's going to look different, but they've got athletes. They're going to be talented. We used to play them year after year, and always tough battles. So we're going to have to be prepared. We're going to have to clean up the mistakes we had. And just keep moving on. But we're excited. Hopefully our guys have that bad taste in their mouth, understand, hey, next week's a non-negotiable. We got to go out and get this thing done. So that's going to be the mindset all week. Let's clean ourselves up, get after them, and we get our home game. So let's start this season off right. First game at home and getting a win.
Well, now we can ask, what do you want to see from last night that you guys did well that you guys can carry into next week and build off of?
It's tough to say we ran the ball well because, we did. I think we ended up with 170 some rushing yards. But we had 123 passing yards, which if we can continue to complete those throws to alleviate the pressure on our run, that's going to help our run game out a ton. Defensively, I felt like we first half we held their run in check. Okay, last year it was, he probably ran for 250 yards first half. We made them work for everything they could get. They just kind of caught us in the pass game early, and with what they do, we had to kind of to load up the box, which left our DBs, kind of on an island by themselves. And once we settled in defensively, I felt like our DBs played pretty well. We started making plays on the ball, didn't give up many big passes. So, having that complementary piece to your offense, having the ability to throw the ball, but running the ball. I know we didn't run for a ton of yards, but we ran for hard yards last night. We didn't have a ton of negative plays. They did get us in the backfield some. Some of those were self-inflicted, but I felt like we understood we got to run hard, and we saw that last night. It was just we might break through one, but there was another guy right there ready to come get you. So I think both sides of the ball showed some promise. And other times we just faltered, had some mistakes and had some missed tackles and kind of let the score get away from us.
Coach, I can't get through a segment with you without talking about line play. Last year we graduated a lot of guys off of the line. Owen Minky's back. We know what Owen's going to bring, big, tough, physical guy. I think it was maybe the tale of two sequences maybe through the game where, like you say, early on in the game, maybe the secondary on defense was a little bit soft, but then it seemed like that tightened up, and then the middle of the field opened up a little bit. How do you get those two to work, together so it solidifies everything up? And after you answer that, we'll talk about the offense a little bit.
Well, as much as they run, our backers, obviously we had to bring our strong safety up in the box. They had the tight end and two in the backfield. So we, obviously you want to play bodies back. They're just going to run. And, our backers were focused on stopping that run. That's what we talked about. And PCM's line play, a lot of the times they're RPO type stuff, so their linemen are run blocking. So that's a really tough read for those linebackers. We would be cheating up, getting ready to fill, realize it's passed, but by the time we got ready to drop, that ball was already getting thrown. So, just maybe a little more of a slow play. If we don't have a tight end with two backs, we can play our strong safety a little deeper and help out with that middle of the field. That tight end pop pass they had, got us. We were just a little bit too deep. The linebackers read the run. DBs were getting that drop, and they just found that void. And, that's going to be something. Both the linebackers we had in the middle, actually all three that we kind of played in there. First, Jacob obviously played varsity last year, but the other two were fresh out from JV and first experience. But, we've got to find some other ways to get things covered. We were trying to do some stuff with Ike in the box, still dropped him deep into the middle or playing cover two, helping with the backside receiver, but playing him from the box and almost sprint and dropping rather than lining up deep and dropping, just so we had that extra box there, or extra guy in the box there to help with the run. But, I think once the guys see it on film, and I've got that iPad on the sideline, and I kind of showed some of them, hey, we read that. You came up. We almost have to slow play it a little bit with these guys, just because of that RPO action they give, and just something we're gonna have to focus on. It's gonna have to be, it's a feel thing, or a feel thing. You can read what you read, but if they're showing run and it's still a pass, we might have to kind of slow play some of that stuff against some of these RPO teams.
Yeah, and watching the game last night, I could see some of the adjustments that were made. I was watching corner a little bit to see how that was going, and it was pretty soft in the first quarter specifically. But then we get a little more physical, and we're doing a little bit better on that side of things. But then you trade, right? I mean, you kind of give up some of that middle stuff. Yep. Getting back to offense, though, Owen Minke is really the guy that's on the line that has a lot of that experience. What did you see out of that crew last night that gives you promise moving forward, especially in a game like Wilton?
Well, I mean, I think it's a new group of guys. We've got obviously Owen at strong tackle, Cale Yeager at quick tackle. His first year with that varsity experience, he's very intelligent. So having him and Owen understands what's going on, can help out with those linemen. Cale understands exactly what's going on. We got Aiden Nepper inside a strong guard, a junior, first varsity experience. Ty Goldman's a senior, but he at center, first varsity experience. Quick guard, Graham Moore, sophomore, first varsity experience. So very inexperienced on the line, I would say, as far as maybe not age. Juniors and seniors with one sophomore there, but as far as having that varsity experience against varsity guys. We're still a little bit young there, but I thought they played well. There wasn't really any plays that it was just like we just olayed and we whiffed, and PCM did some things with their defensive ends that gave us trouble. And again, it wasn't necessarily we weren't blocking them; we couldn't physically block them. And okay, we got John Berg at quick end, who's a senior, and then we got another sophomore at strong end with Hunter Sellers. So a mix of ages up front, but one of the seven with like true varsity offensive line or line play experience.
Right. And you see the most growth, I say. Do you agree with this? Maybe week 1 to week 2, week 2 to week 3, and this is familiar territory where we've been, where you have a high-quality opponent early in the season, and you just need to make some adjustments.
Yep. I mean, and that's you go play teams that are going to give you problems for that exact reason. If you don't learn from week 1, week 2, you're not going to have much growth. Hopefully we learn a lot from week 1, and we implement that throughout the week. And in week 2, you see that huge leap. I would say week 1 to 2 is probably your biggest leap rather than 2 to 3. But obviously, if you struggle a little bit, week 2, you're hoping that week 3 is your biggest gain. But we believe in our kids. Our coaches love working with our guys, and it's one of those things that we're all on the same page. We're all in this together. There's no blame to go around because we as a team lost. It's not this kid or this coach or this or that. Playmakers make plays. We just got to get that done, and we'll do our best to coach them up and get them in those positions.
Well, they say history repeats itself, so if it's anything like the last 2 years, we're looking at 7 straight wins. But I know coach speak, and you're focused on the game right ahead, so you talked a little bit about it, but when it comes down to it, how do you guys go out and get this win and leave next week 1-1?
Just got to be eager to learn this week, eager to fix our mistakes. I don't ever question our kids' passion. I don't ever question our kids' effort. We get that out of our kids. They know the expectation, and they give us that expectation. So, we just got to come and play football, play as one, clean the things up that we clearly didn't do well, build on the things that we feel like, hey, this is what we did well. We got to hang our hat on that. Let's continue to thrive doing that, and just kind of fix some of the other stuff.
All right. Well, Andy, I'm good. I'll probably end up running up on him during the midweek and talk to him in a different atmosphere. But I liked what I heard. I know what you bring to the table, and I'm excited that you guys are going to have an SK season. So, looking forward to it. And I personally appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
I do have one question, Coach. Was the score 47-18, or was it 47-19?
Well, the scoreboard said 18, but you might see him bound 19. I don't know how that works, but I clearly have a video of our extra point going above the upright by about a foot, which they called no good. So I don't know how that works, but Aiden Flowers put it through. I don't care what the scoreboard says. He made that extra point.
I agree with you. I wanted to clear that up, and I'm not dogging on the men in black and white stripes, which they did announce their names and where they were from last night. I could not believe that they actually did that.
Yep.
And one of the dads I was standing next to yelled out, "We know where you're from." So we have some fun with that up there.
Yeah, at that situation, it's hard for me to get really upset, but just trying to tell you, hey, we all know that's in. The chain gang's over here saying that was good, so it is what it is. A low kick, they're right under the bar. How do you miss it? I don't know, but it is what it is.
I had to ask, my friend. It doesn't change the outcome of the game, but it's one of those things that it's fun and we have to do it.
Yep.
Steve, are we going to do our favorite segment?
We probably should. I mean, if you're back on the show,
I know.
we have to hang on. Let me hit the sounder.
Yeah, here we go.
Aaron asks. It's Aaron asks. Andy's lovely wife, Erin, has a question for Coach Jensen.
So Aaron wants to do.
Aaron, you gotta take it easy on me.
Yeah, it's all good. She's doing actually. AJ did a little foreshadowing or this or that. So on hers is rapid fire breakfast edition.
Nice.
AJ, you get to do this too.
Let's do it. I'm about it.
All right, here we go. Bacon or sausage links?
Bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah.
All right, you got to take your eggs fried or scrambled, or if you want something else, over easy. Sunny side.
I mean, as a kid, I think most people are scramble. As you get older, maybe it's a little different. I never was an over easy eater till I met my wife. Now I'll do it. I don't really care how my eggs are done. I'll eat them anyway.
Slightly the same answer, except I'm actually I'm an omelet dude, though. I make really good omelets.
There you go.
Yeah.
What goes in that omelet?
Oh, man, so check this
Bacon?
out. Onions, peppers, bacon, sausage, ham.
Yeah.
Put a little cheese and sour cream right on top, and then you have to chive that thing on. Make it pretty, man.
You're making me
I'm
hungry.
a chef, man.
Coffee, how do you take it? Or maybe you don't take it, and if you don't take it, what do you take?
I do not drink coffee.
No.
I think it's one of the worst things that I've ever tasted. The closest thing I would drink to coffee is a caramel cappuccino out of our Keurig. But obviously it doesn't really – I add a bunch of marshmallows and some sugar and the good stuff, so it doesn't really taste like anything but sugar.
Or from Barnwired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Until I
Or from
started
Barnward.
working in the breakfast industry, I didn't drink coffee, but then I needed it every day. And now when I come to Barnwired every week, the wonderful people here have me a vanilla latte with an extra shot of espresso, and gets me through the show. So come on down to Barnwired.
Yeah. And now you're shaving that 20-minute, 3-mile run.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
down to 18?
yeah. It's definitely done.
All right. White or wheat toast?
Biscuit grilled.
White. Probably should eat wheat, but
right.
All right. Strawberry or grape jelly?
Strawberry. Ooh.
Strawberry.
And last question: cinnamon rolls or sticky buns?
Depends on what kind of frosting's on that cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
Cinnamon roll was where I was.
I'd probably say cinnamon roll, but sticky. The caramel sticky buns though.
That was the one.
I don't know.
right
That's
there.
kind of
that
a divider.
was the one right there.
It is. That was a
Half and
tiebreaker.
half.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Right. Let's
so
cut them up
we-
and put them on a tray.
We've got to dig a little deeper into this frosting thing. You looked pretty, serious on what kind of frosting are we talking about?
Well, I don't know necessarily. I guess I base my frosting off of cake. If it has anything with Cool Whip, I'm a no-go. It's got to be like the cream cheese frosting's probably my favorite.
Yeah. Good call.
So if it's cream cheese frosting, I'm all over it. If it's something else, maybe I'll go to something else.
Well, we got through the important segment. I'm glad we
I
settled
don't care
all
about
these.
football.
I can't wait
And
for
hey,
this
last
every
thing.
week.
I know.
I don't know if you guys watched Thursday night, but Nebraska pulled it out.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Nebraska
A
pulled it
one-score
out.
win. We haven't been able to win those, but we got it.
Wow.
Hopefully, my team will find a way to beat that 14.5 point over.
See, here's the problem with Nebraska, Coach, is they're convinced they have better corn than Iowa. How do you convince yourself you have better corn than Iowa when you have the Ogallala Aquifer, which is all the way over on the west side of the state, which is basically Front Range, and there's nothing growing over there.
I don't know anything about corn. I got no answer for you there. I'm impartial.
I was excited to learn, man.
I'm
like, here we
impartial
go,
on
finally.
the corn.
Neither do our friends
corn
from
deal.
Nebraska because
Yeah.
they're confused.
God's country.
This show is officially off the tracks. Coach,
Are you
we
sure you
thank-
want me back?
Yeah, I suppose. Coach Jensen, we appreciate you coming in today, and look forward to seeing you every week here on the sports section during football season.
All right.
We are
Thank
into
you.
football. We'll take one more quick commercial break, and then we'll wrap things up with AJ and Andy right after this. Find your Iowa dream home with AE Realty in Montezuma. With unparalleled industry knowledge and local expertise, AE Realty is the Montezuma real estate expert you've been looking for. Whether you're buying or selling, AE Realty can help you get the best deal. You can find AE Realty at 321 East Main Street in Montezuma. Call 641-623-2639 or go to aerealtyinc.com.
Are you looking for a big Iowa wine to pair with a grilled ribeye? Tassel Ridge offers its 2021 Iowa Frontenac. This is a big wine that has been aged in American oak barrels for 11 months. It will complement the big flavors in a big grilled steak. And if you're looking for dessert with that steak, try our blackberry wine. It's like dessert in a glass. Tassel Ridge Dry and Sweet Red wines for grilling are available at our more than 300 retail outlets, and all are available at Tassel Ridge Winery in Lyton.
Swim Sports is located at 118 A Avenue E in Oskaloosa, Iowa. They provide sporting goods, screen printing, awards, and online store options. Call 641-673-6779 or email swimsportsllc@gmail.com. Swim Sports loves working with area teams and organizations to provide hats, trophies, t-shirts, and a whole lot more. Stop in and see the guys at Swim Sports, 118 A Avenue E, Oskaloosa, and follow them on Facebook at Swim Sports Awards and Screen Printing. Thanks to all of our sponsors for making things possible here on Steve Shetler Media, the sports section on a Saturday morning, coming to you live from Barnwired in downtown Sigourney. Let's once again take a look at our AE Realty area high school football results from last night. Recapping the teams that we follow here on Steve Shetler Media. Pekin got the big win over Davis County, 40-7. Sigourney Keota came up short against PCM. It was 47-18. Montezuma got by Springville, 28-27, in an exciting game. North Mahaska beat EBF 35-8. It was Ottumwa over Oskaloosa in a defensive battle, 7-0. Ottumwa got the win. HLV TC pounds Meskwaki Settlement 62-6. English Valleys with the big win over North Tama, 56-26. Sheraton over Albia, 41-20. And then in another close one, New London beat Cardinal 36-32. And I can say, being a Southeast Iowa guy, I wish the Cardinal would have got that win last night. Dang it, they came really close. But maybe next week.
But you know what? For a first game for Cardinal right there this year, that's a win. Like, I know the scoreboard doesn't say it, but if you remember this team last year, they were playing 8, 9, 10 freshmen, and they didn't win a game. So I know Coach Zeitler wanted to be competitive in games this year, so to come out and battle that way, like, hey, good on you. You got some learning to do, but you guys, they should get a win or two this season at least, and if those guys stick with it, who knows what we're looking at next season and the season after.
Yeah, it wasn't long ago that Cardinal was super competitive and challenging for district titles, and they've got it pointed in the right direction. They just need to keep pushing. And I'm with you, Steve, huge Southeast Iowa fan, so let's go Comets.
All right, guys, so we're wrapping things up. AJ Johnson, KTVO, you've been here the last few months. I've really appreciated you. You've done a fantastic job during the summer months. And, if you want to come back next summer and you're still around, come on back. The door is open.
Good to know, man. This has been a pleasure, and I'm glad you reached out and asked me to do it. And like I told you, when we got to the end of conversations, like, it's an opportunity for me to kind of meet some of the new community and kind of be in the community a different way, and that's a big thing for me. I love being around these athletes, these kids at these schools, and you got to introduce me to a whole other side that I don't even really cover, but now my eyes are open to as well. So it has been a fantastic summer, and every Saturday morning with you and the Shetler Heads has been quite awesome. So
Andy, we're not keeping that nickname. Shetler Heads is leaving with AJ.
It'll take a hiatus.
Just shorten it to Sheds or something. Shetler Heads is a mouthful.
So AJ, I know you're going to be hitting the road. Where are you going this morning or
I'm
today?
Go finally get my eyes on some volleyball. Albia's got a tournament. I think Montezuma will be playing in it. Moravia will be there, and a couple other teams. So we'll go see what Albia can bring to the table, and that'll be on KTVO and Tri-State Trusted tomorrow night at 10, and carry that on through the week. And we're here, man. Fall sports, full swing. Let's do this. I'm
for
stoked.
sure. And, of course, people can follow your Facebook page, AJ Johnson KTVO, and give you a like and see what all you're up to. Maybe I'm going to run into you next weekend, too. I think we're going to – are we running the professional wrestling circles next weekend?
Oh,
are you going to make it to
Slam. That? Hey, me and my guy Kalen have plans to do it.
All right.
I'll tell you, waking up this morning after the first football Friday night, I'm feeling it a little bit. I'm feeling it. So I don't know, but hey, if y'all want to bring me back and put me in the ring, I'm ready, man. Some people didn't get my Stone Cold Stunner, and I got a pretty good one, so I'm ready.
And Andy, you're going to get back into the swing of things here on Saturday mornings. Of course, is your son a Cobra? Is he on the football team?
Yes, he is.
All right.
Yeah.
So I know he's very active in all sorts of sports, and you've had a super busy summer.
I have.
All your kids are very active, and
they are. Yeah.
Your family keeps you busy.
Yeah, we're winding the baseball season down, or they're done actually with baseball, and my daughter, she's full in swing dance. So, Brennan played a corner last night, first varsity start of his career. So we got some things to work on there. Anybody watching that game, especially that first drive, knows that we need to tighten some things up. But I'm convinced that this coaching staff is going to do that, not just in that area, but in other places too. And there were some positive things last night that I saw that he was doing as well. So always a fan of him and always a fan of the Cobras. And I really appreciate all the work AJ does. And I mentioned to somebody I was watching you on the sidelines at the scrimmage, and you were there the whole time. I thought maybe you'd catch some footage and move on, but you stuck it out. So I love this guy for covering these kids, and that's what this thing's all about.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, guys, appreciate your time this morning. Appreciate Pekin football, Sigourney cross country, and SK football for being a part of the show this morning. And yeah, we'll be covering more football, of course, more volleyball, more cross country this fall season. So stay
girls
tuned to
tennis,
the sports
man.
section.
Girls tennis.
Sure.
Can't forget girls tennis.
And girls tennis.
Says the guy that was professional wrestling in the Delta Dome.
Girls tennis is more than invited. All the girls tennis teams around the
I
area.
heard that's Tone Steve Shetler.
All right, let's get out of here, guys.
times.
We're this might be the longest show in the history of the program.
Nailed it. I got 2 of those.
Let's get out of here. Thanks for watching the sports section here on Steve Shetler Media.